Paul Dunstan Wnek. I was a bosun mate, third class diver, special operations. When I was in high school, I wanted to go to college. I wanted to become a Navy flyer, and I found out you needed college, so that went out the window. So all of a sudden, one day, working on deck force, I was standing on the side of the ship. It was a summer day, and I remember I saw this boat coming by the ship, and it had these guys in bathing suits, tan bathing suits with rubber booties on. And I said, what are they? And all of a sudden they said, those are Navy divers. I watched them come over, and all of a sudden alongside the ship, off the boat they went, under the ship they went, and disappeared, and 20 minutes later, 15 minutes later, they popped back up into the boats and went off. I said, boy, that looks sharp, that looks cool. I said, how do you do something like that? So the Navy chief I was talking to happened to be a survivor of the Bataan Death March. Solid gold, even the captain used to salute him. He took me under his wing for a while and tried to talk me out of becoming a Navy diver. Because he says, you have more smarts than to become a Navy diver. So all of a sudden, about 6 weeks later, he brings this request chit. It's a sheet that you fill out, if you want to go to a certain school. I filled it out, not expecting much, and it was sent off. And all of a sudden, about 2-3 months later, I got orders to report to Little Creek Amphibious Base for a swim test, for pre-qualifying for diver training. I went there. That was the first time. I had never worked so hard in my life swimming in the water and physical training. I was so exhausted when I got out of the pool that they had to help me stand. We had to do so many laps in the pool, all different kinds of strokes. And I can only say I was not the best swimmer, but I finished the swimming competition. So we were ordered to get dressed, go back to our ships. I went back to the ship. I forgot it because there were a lot more guys in there that were better swimmers than I was. And I just totally forgot about it. I said, well, I'm just going to be on deck force, which I didn't mind because I really loved the Navy. I loved the food. I loved the camaraderie, meeting all these different people. And coming out of a city, it was just an awesome experience for me. Then all of a sudden, months later, I got this notice. I got called down to personnel department. They told me to just pack my bags because I was going for diver training. I got accepted. But it was like 4 or 5 months away. So this same Navy chief, he hooked me up with a naval officer that was stationed on the base. He says, every night after chow, you're going to go over there to the gym and meet him. He's going to get you in shape for the physical training. Now, just coming out of high school and playing sports, I thought I was in pretty good shape. He took me into the gym. We started working out. I was never in so much pain in my life training, to just go to diver training. When I finally did get to diver training, I thought I was in shape, but I was not really in shape. I found muscles I didn't have. I had aches and pains that I've never had in my life. We finally made it through. I became a diver. What was very interesting about being a diver, at that time in the Navy, there were no Navy SEALs. President Kennedy didn't do that yet. What happened, we had to learn all forms of diving. We learned deep sea diving with a hard hat helmet, scuba diving, shallow water diving, and free diving. It was very, very interesting. A lot of book work, a lot of knowledge that we had to learn and test every day. And then we learned underwater demolition. We learned underwater welding and cutting, building things, taking things apart. And sometimes you had to use demolition to remove things from the bottom of the ship. It was just totally, every day was a new experience for me. I loved it. Once I became a diver, and Vietnam was starting to happen, I volunteered to go to Vietnam. I went to my CO in the personnel department. They says, no way, Wnek. They says, you have 4 years of Spanish in high school. You were president of the Spanish club. We know where you're staying. You're staying East Coast, and you're going to be living in the Caribbean. So most of my Navy time was spent in the Caribbean, and I was attached at that time to the USS Amphion, AR-13, which eventually was sold to the Greek government. When I joined the Navy, I never told them about my medical condition. They said, did you have this, did you have that? I said no, but I was a very bad asthmatic. As a child, I had bronchial pneumonia when I was 2. So the doctors recommended that I move out of Elizabeth and move to Arizona. Well, we did make the move from Elizabeth. We moved to Linden, just the other side of the Standard Oil refinery, just upwind. But doctor said the only thing that's going to help my lungs is swimming. So I swam a lot, joined the YMCA, with the Scouts swam. And it did help me when I went in the Navy. I never told them about the asthma, because otherwise I would have never became a diver. So when I had to go for diver training, part of the thing was I had to spend 2 days at Portsmouth Naval Hospital going through all kinds of tests, and then being placed in a hyperbaric chamber, putting down under pressure. And you're in a room with, you know, a bunch of other guys trying to get in, become divers. I said, oh man, they're gonna find out now. So then all of a sudden, I passed that test. Then the x-rays came and they spotted a spot on my lung. They says, what's that? I says, well, I had bronchial pneumonia when I was 2 years old, but I'm okay. I made it through the diving training. I wasn't the greatest runner during diving training. I was always getting yelled at. But I learned one time, do not be last, whatever you're doing. I came out of chow hall one time, I just got in there, shoved food in my mouth. The whistle blew, went running back out to go out to start running again. I got sucker punched in the stomach. All my food came out. You will not be last. I was never last again. I would have killed not to be last. But, you know, just put it in your mind that you can do it. You can. You just work at it. You know, and that's my story on my lungs. But I really thought the hospital was going to catch everything. But the fresh air, the salt air,